and chat. I got something for you outside.
Let's go check it out.
All right.
I'm excited.
Look at that.
New car day! Frank, it's new car day! Woo!
That's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's all black. I don't have to paint anything. Might paint these.
There you go. I would do that.
Again,
Congrats.
appreciate you, man, so much for all the help with everything. You've been awesome.
Thank you.
So
Send people our way.
yeah, and they still have this poster up. Look at this poster. They still have these cars for
Same price.
$35,999. Big plans for this car, but we're gonna hold off on that for a minute. We're gonna talk about this car. The Speed UTV is back in the garage. We got the transmission fixed. Here we go. All right, Nick, we are wrapping up the power steering install on Speed number 97.
That's correct.
Super stoked about this. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the install and how this thing works?
All right, so the install, it's going to go basically replacing everything from the steering rack on up. So you're replacing this steering shaft below the servo, and then you'll have a shorter shaft that goes between the electric power steering and the servo, and then a new, basically everything from steering wheel down. So all that gets replaced. This is just going to give you that extra little assist to help with a little bit of that feedback that some customers are experiencing, and yeah, make it run better.
And kind of what I like is something you showed me. You can run it in hydraulic mode, and you have to flip a switch to
so after starting the car, you'll hit there's a EPS switch. So then you'll just just a momentary switch. So you'll just press that button, and that'll activate it. And then when you turn the car off, it'll that'll disable it.
Okay. And then the other thing that we're going to install is this clutch fan.
Yeah.
And a lot of questions that people ask: is it blowing air in? Is it blowing out?
So the fan itself is actually going to be sucking air out. So what we do is we actually install a block off, which I don't know if you'll be able to see it with the secondary clutch in there. But the exhaust duct here that blows air over the turbo, that gets blocked off. Otherwise we'd be sucking hot air in from that. So we block that off, and then the fan will suck air out of the clutch cover through the front intakes.
So it's blowing hot air out. Awesome. I'm excited about that. Hopefully that will get my belt temps down.
Yeah.
When I run with my clutch cover off, I don't have an issue. So I'm thinking this is going to be the solution. I will report back about that.
Yeah, and then one thing to keep in mind on that, so that's going to be, that hooks up to the accessory power post on the rear fuse box. So that's going to turn on whenever the ignition's on. So just keep that in mind. If you guys want to listen to your stereo or something, you're going to want to come back here and just unplug it, and then make sure you just plug it in before taking off.
Yeah, otherwise you can install it on a switch.
Yeah, if you want to change the wiring, your own way, then yeah, you could add it to a switch.
Okay. Yeah, because that was an option. You're like, do you want it wired to a switch, or do you want it to be on your ignition?
Yep.
And for me, my belt temps are high, so I just opted to do it on my ignition.
Yeah.
So, pick your poison, whatever you wanted to do.
Absolutely.
Another thing I wanted to show in my car, this is not speed related, but this is my GPS. I know GPS mounts have been kind of something that people have been doing. Okay, so here's the Garmin GPS mount. I really like this thing. Morgan Motorsports makes this part, and the Garmin GPS is in a really good spot in the car. Let me see if I can line this up. So it just goes on like that. Then you just push this down to lock it into place. Hit agree, and you're good to go. Let me get back to the home screen. Map. Got my playlist there. Awesome. Love it. It doesn't obstruct my view in any way because it kind of sticks into the car. I can see through here, and it's a simple mount that mounts to the intrusion bars. And again, it's very simple. It's right where I want it. I don't have to install any extra plates or modify anything else. It's just right there. And that is the Garmin mount. I have it hardwired, so as soon as I turn the car on, it has power, and it's pretty sweet. And my fuel tank is installed. So I took one of the switches to do my fuel. Tank is down here. Behind the tank, I have everything done correctly. I have the rollover valve. And it just dumps into my fuel tank. Whenever I'm low on fuel, it just dumps into my fuel tank. And so I don't need to modify anything else. It's just like filling up your tank from the gas station. So those are the current updates on my car. What else did we do? We do anything else?
We replaced your rear axles. What else? Your torque limiter.
Oh yeah. So you guys might have saw on some videos that I had some grinding. Another thing is I sealed these tires and wheels and they still leak. So I'm a little bummed about that. I thought I'd solved that problem. So I'm gonna be taking these tires off and putting some 33s on it instead of 35s. And we'll just see if that works a little better. I think 33s are gonna be money on this car.
Yeah.
And I don't know anyone else that's running 33s on the Speed.
We have some 33s, like on depending on the race series we're running, that we'll have to run 33s. So we do have some. Basically, they're shaped down 35s. But.
Okay. So I'm going to be running a System 3 320 33-inch tire, and we'll report on that too. But a lot of cool things happening with my car. You can install this system by yourself. I opted not to because I'm just not a great mechanic and I would get super frustrated. But yeah, that is the update on my Speed car. Pretty happy with the upgrades I'm doing so far. And so easy, maybe too easy in some scenarios. Might steer too easy on like a, say, decomposed granite or something like that. So what's cool, right now the EPS is off and now it's on. You can see it's kind of lit up. And so you got to turn the car off to turn it off. Let's see, do that. Okay, now it's off. Turn the car back on and then I'll flip the EPS switch. Now the power steering is on.